King Solomon said, vanity, vanity, all is vanity. He had all the great riches of life, all the pleasures, the fame, the money, yet he was very unhappy. And, very shortly you'll be watching a clip on my good friend Jason Robinson, who had all those, the riches, fame, woman, and all that. And he had to ask the Lord back into his life when his life was broken and when he was shattered and he had nowhere else to turn to. He couldn't run no more. He couldn't hide anymore. And so, you'll be watching a little clip of his life and the importance of having Christ in your life.
Hi, Jason Robinson here. Just want to say hi to all the folks back in New Zealand. We've had a great time this evening with Myan. It'd be nice to get back over to New Zealand to catch up with you guys. But God bless you with the book and for everything else that you're doing over there. Keep the faith. God is good, and bless you all.
We spoke about Australia denying the English team points, but they couldn't here because of that speedster Tim Horan. He's got gas to burn, hasn't he?
Well, it was the third or fourth phase. It's a good run early on by Will Greenwood. And then Delalio, look at him look inside, draw Sailor and pick up Wilkinson, and Wilkinson puts the ball out in front of Robinson, and he makes sure by sliding early through his 16th test try.
Fantastic work by Delalio and Vision. And then Johnny Wilkinson looked outside for his speed man in Robinson, but he could have actually thrown it on the inside because he had two more, and look at the UU beauty. He's fired up.
Because I know as well now, being a Christian myself, as soon as you say you're a Christian, all of a sudden you've got the attention of everybody else. But for me, I was watching him, whether he knew it or not. In my own way, I was just kind of watching him, and because I'd heard lots of things and people say this, that, and the other, and it's one thing to preach it; it's another thing to live it. So I wanted to see some fruit. Life for us and the team was all about, the peer pressure and, about your car in the car park, about going round, about the nightclubs, the girls, and all these things, and that's where you gained a lot of respect within that team. All I wanted to do was play rugby. My background is, pretty sort of messed up, not knowing my father and, poor background and everything else. But I can remember, around the time, somebody saying, it's the dead fish that go with the flow. And I saw something in him that I wanted. I'd been chasing women. I had money. I'd get more money. I'd want more money. Everything I had, there was no fulfillment in. I'd buy a BMW, then I'd want something else, and then and I knew I wanted fulfillment. I knew the lifestyle that I was living. I couldn't go on living